person. He's not violent, especially with girls.
My sister, Sabra Flag. Isaac's had issues in the past. He's put his hands on my sister, and he's just literally went to jail 3 months ago for putting his hands on my mom.
What?
And I captured the entire stabbing.
Okay. What's the vibes, YouTube? It's your boy Swaggy G coming at y'all with another reaction vid. Whether you just got to work, boss been tripping, asking you to do things that aren't really matching your pay rate, or you just got out of school and your teacher been nagging you about every little thing, and your classmates coming in at 8 in the morning, eating hot Cheetos, starting commotions in the hallways. Just chill, bro. I'm already knowing. So I found the 5 vids of the day. All I need you to do is smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Join the fam. It don't cost nothing to join the fam. Don't be petty. Smash that subscribe button, join the fam, and let's tap right into the video of the day.
On the night of April 22nd, 2023, 23-year-old Dalton Flagg was celebrating his birthday with friends and family at a rented cabin in Hocking County, Ohio. But what should have been the perfect night would quickly turn out to be a tragedy. This is the CCTV footage outside the house. After a long night of drinking, an altercation ensues between a group of teens. Isaac stood in the midst of the argument with his girlfriend Sabra watching from afar. After a few seconds of back and forth, Isaac snaps, throwing a punch into the crowd. This made them push Isaac back into a car where he would strike the crowd again before setting off towards his own vehicle. However, moments later, the fist fight quickly turned into a gruesome scene. Outside of the camera's view, Isaac ran back to his car to grab something. But before he could exit his car again, he was quickly cornered by multiple people trying to force him to leave. That's when Isaac pulled out his knife and attacked. Charles Starner, the college student pushing on Isaac's car door, went on to receive 6 brutal stab wounds, struck in the neck and the back. Panic set in as everyone realized the horrifying scene unfolding in front of them. One of Charles's friends quickly grabbed him and pulled him away from the vicious attack. Isaac would then quickly get inside his car and drive off into the woods with his girlfriend Sabra. The killer, Isaac, was now on the loose and would spend the following hours attempting to cover his tracks. Charlie, on the other hand, the student he just stabbed, limped over to his friends, fading in and out of consciousness. Charlie's friend Hannah was an EMS student, but the injuries were too brutal for her to keep him alive. By the time paramedics arrived on scene, it was already too late, and Charlie would pass away. Officers at this point have no idea what led to Charlie's death. Anyone at the crime scene could be a potential killer, so they immediately rally everyone together, looking for outliers.
All right, you want to slide him over so I can move my car?
Let's go, guys.
That is Detective Sumner right there. She's going to start asking questions. Nice to meet you.
Good morning.
Yeah, great night.
Who saw what happened?
I saw everything that happened.
Why don't you come stand over here? You saw what happened too? Stay separate, but stand over here. Anyone else?
The 2 people who just stepped forward are Hannah and James, and they are the only 2 who are entirely drenched in blood.
Do you have a phone?
I believe it's right to the side of the forerunner.
Just stand where you're at. Stay like this. Any blood on your pants or shoes? We're probably going to take your hoodie.
James's blood stains appear to be those of a witness, since they were smooth and smeared. If he was the one who stabbed Charlie, the blood patterns would likely be sharp and scattered across the body. As for Hannah, all of her arms were covered in blood, indicating that she was likely trying to stop Charlie from bleeding out by applying pressure. Regardless, it's clear the 2 were eyewitnesses to Charlie's murder, so Detective Summers and her counterpart would immediately conduct an interview with both James and Hannah to get a clear recollection of events.
That's a body cam sitting up there on the dash. All right, tell me what you saw, what happened, what led up to all these events.
So I had been inside the house. Once you go in and you go to the right, there's like the whole kitchen, family room, blah, 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 blah. Well, there's this one kid the whole party that because he knew I had a background in EMS, was calling me firefighter, firefighter, firefighter. And so I showed him some pictures from like different like fires I'd been on. And then somebody got mad at him for talking to me, which wasn't even any guy that I really knew. Well, so they started fist fighting inside, like right in the doorway once you go into the right. And the kid that's covered in blood, Jimmy and I were kind of standing off to the side, and I told him, I was like, I don't like this. It's like, I mean, everybody's trying to tear it up and stuff. Like, they were still wrestling. They got out into this main corridor right here in front of the door, but I was still sitting like at the kitchen table, so I could kind of hear what was going on. But once again, I didn't want to get in line of fire. Well, I heard somebody say gun, and that's when I was like, I'm definitely going to stay in here. They're out here fighting, like, right in front of my truck, the Toyota 4Runner. And Jimmy, the kid that's covered in blood, was trying to separate them. And I think what happened is he pulled over to a center console, pulled a knife out, and what he did, he went straight for the neck. That's how he got the neck wound. For his back again, and he got him again in the back. I want to say it was like 4 or 5 stab wounds. But I mean,
so you're telling me, hold on, I'm not gonna keep stopping this, but you are telling me this man stabbed and killed someone trying to break up a fight with him and his girl over him talking to another girl about her job? Someone lost their life because you wanted to be drunk asking a girl about her being a firefighter or a medic or whatever she is, and your girl got jealous, so then y'all start fighting. Man, see, like, this is why this domestic stuff, bro. So, of course, you don't want to see no man putting his hands on a woman, but it's like they're just so toxic together, and you don't know what's underlying, that you just don't get in people's business at the same time. Because at the end of the day, she drove off with him. They're fine. And you just lost your life because of them. You just got caught up in a nonsense and lost your life, and they're trying to like still love each other and go about their way. Bro, this shit is sick. How you gonna explain that to his mother?
for his back again, and he got him again in the back. I want to say it was like 4 or 5 stab wounds, but I mean, he did, like, I mean, it was very fast, very vigorously.
The moves Hannah describes are not supposed to be used to protect yourself from the attacker, but to kill them. One poke or a stab might be enough to deter the attacker, but 4 or 5 of them to vital parts of the victim's body is a clear indication that Isaac intended to kill.
So kind of explain this to me a little bit. So they were fighting, I guess, fist fighting over here on this side?
Yeah, they were fighting on this side.
Okay. And then what happened?
That guy, I think his name's Isaac, he got up, came over to his car, which was right where the...
Got up, so he got knocked down?
I don't know. I was standing on the porch at that time.
He was over here on the porch?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I just saw them all go down there. He was parked right next to the 4Runner, so he went to get in his car, and that's when everything happened. But I saw him start stabbing Charlie, so that's when I kicked his door to kind of stump him, and then I pulled Charlie away and then onto the other side, and that's when we were all just holding him.
Did he know he had a knife at that point, you think?
No, nobody knew.
Okay.
And then after that, I just kept my arm around Charlie to hold pressure on all of his wounds, and then that's why there's blood from this side of the 4Runner over, because after I drug him there, that's where I sat the whole time until you guys got here.
It just, I trust my gut feeling, and tonight was just not right, and that was terrifying. I understand completely. It was just an absolute show, and I came out onto the porch to make sure, like, I was honestly kind of scared I was going to get shot, because they had said, there might be a gun, but I wanted to be here in case somebody got hurt. And
Isaac had called over the phone and threatened to come back and finish the job, further confirming to police that this was not an act of self-defense. While Jimmy and Hannah's interviews provide detectives with a clear picture of what led to the stabbings, both witnesses had never met Isaac before. However, police still know nothing about the actual person who committed this murder. So Detective Summers decides to bring in Dalton, the party's host, who also happens to be Sabra's brother, and he would reveal some twisted information crucial to solving this case.
So walk me through, how long have you guys been here?
We've been here the whole weekend. Yeah, we got here Friday, like 4 p.m. I think it was. And literally, like, all these people, I was making sure everybody had, like, safe rides home. I didn't want people driving. Like, if you're driving, like, there's plenty of room to stay. Everybody can stay. And I was making sure everyone was leaving. And Isaac Pence, the one that he was belligerent. And I said, dude, I was like, you have a safe ride to go home. Just leave. There's no, like, there's no reason for anything. You're like, everybody's going home. Half the people are sleeping, trying to go to bed. Like, I was in the when this all like went down, I was telling everybody to get him out. Like, just get him out of here. Tell him to leave. Get him out of here. And then they all started freaking out. He stabbed someone. I was like, we all were freaking out. Like, I was like, I was so much in shock. Like, I did not know what to do. I was up in there, and Hannah and Jimmy, they were all helping, like, holding, like, on him. I was like, just keep pressure on him. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, and they were all calling.
Who is him?
Who's
him? When you're saying that they were holding pressure on him.
Holding the party, he might be like reliable
Charlie,
for this stuff.
Hannah and Jimmy, they were holding pressure on him after, like, they were like, he stabbed him, and like Isaac hopped in the car after, like, immediately and sped off up through here. Okay.
Who was Isaac with? Who did he sleep with?
My sister, Sabra Flag. Isaac's had issues in the past. He's put his hands on my sister, and he's just literally went to jail 3 months ago for putting his hands on my mom.
What?
Isaac Pence was...
Yo, what? Yo, bro. This man done put hands on your sister. He done put hands on your mother. And you're partying with him? Yo, bro, what am I hearing right now? He's put hands on your family members, the woman in your family, and you allowed this man to be at a party with you and continue to be with your sister? I'll be honest, your sister, that's one thing. She's grown, she's whatever, she makes her own decisions. I get it, you can't control her, I get that. But once he put hands on your mother, yo, bro, every time he's in my eye of sight, every time I see him, I'm whooping his ass. I don't, like, bro, I'm not getting this. I'm not getting this at all.
Just literally went to jail 3 months ago for putting his hands on my mom.
What?
Isaac Pence was someone that should never have been at this party in the first place. He already had a history of being violent, as Dalton explained, and to make matters worse, he was deadbeat drunk. Flailing around, assaulting everyone that came into view, it was only a matter of time before someone got seriously hurt. It just so happened that Dalton telling Isaac to leave made him explode. More importantly, Dalton explained that Isaac went to prison for assaulting his mother. This is very important information, as it could prove in court that Isaac had pre-existing tendencies of assault. Detective Summers plans to speak to Dalton's mother face-to-face, but before she's able to do so, she receives disturbing information that changes the case completely.
They went to the hotel room where Saber's mom is staying. She told him to get their shit and get out. And I don't know, she doesn't know if he's coming back to finish what he started or what.
Oh, nice. Cool. Hope he does.
That old nice is, I got this gun on my hip.
With these claims in mind, police would have everyone evacuate the premises and lock down the cabin. Fortunately, Isaac would never show, and the hunt for Isaac Pence would go cold for the night.
I'm Lieutenant Angles. This is Detective Randolph. Okay. We just need a statement from you about what happened last night.
Okay. I know. I was supposed to be at work at 6 o'clock this morning. I was woke up at 3 a.m. by my daughter calling me on the phone. She was hard to understand. I could tell she was intoxicated. And she was very hard for me to understand what she was saying. I knew there was a fight. She said a fight was breaking out. She said I'd lost my I don't have my glasses. I don't have my purse. I don't have a shoe. I was trampled on. And Isaac. Dalton is my son. Isaac is. They not been bad blood, but Isaac's not treated Saber very well. We had a court case not too long ago where he threw me across the room. So Dalton's just protective of his sister, worried for her safety, really. So he told her yesterday he's not to come if he's been drinking. Well, when he got out of the car,
period.
He already had an container on him. And Dalton said he tried to get him to leave all night. Several times he tried to get him to leave, and Isaac wouldn't leave.
Okay. So this is what she told you on the phone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then I said, Saber, where are you going right now? Where are you? She said she first told me they were at Isaac's house. I said, Saber. Okay. But I could hear this in the background. I could hear Isaac talking to somebody. And she was still sitting in the car. And I said, if you're at your house, if you guys are at your house, why are you still sitting in the car? She was like, well, I don't know where we are. I said, Saber, ask Isaac where you are. So she asked Isaac where they were. Isaac said, it's okay, I stopped at a buddy's house. And I said, okay. I don't know what buddy.
This girl sounds like an idiot, bro. I'm sorry, I can't contain it anymore. She sounds like an idiot. She's the definition of a stupid. You feel me? I'm trying not to curse, but you know what I'm talking about, man. Stupid female dog for real, bro. You already had this man throw your mother across the room. He's fighting with your brother. He put hands on you. He just stabbed someone to death. And now he's taking you to locations you don't even know where you at. What? Yo, bro.
So she asked Isaac where they were. Isaac said, it's okay, I stopped at a buddy's house. And
What are you doing?
I said, okay. I don't know what buddy. I know they said something on Chicken Coop Road. But then they left there and came to the room. They were in my room, maybe 20 minutes, and I told Isaac he needed to leave. He said, he was calm when I was talking to Saber on the phone. Much different person when he was there at the room. He said, well, once I go to my house to get what I need, I'm going back out there. I don't know what he was meaning, but he was going out there to finish something off.
What time was that?
That was, they left my room at 19 till 5.
5 a.m.?
Yes. Because then I called my mom, because I said, obviously, I don't know what's going on. I'm not going to work today. And I called McDonald's, I'm a manager at McDonald's, and I called him and said, I don't really know what's going on. This is all I know, but I know my kid, I don't know, I just feel like I'm not being told everything, and I still can't believe this.
It's frankly terrifying that despite the fact that Saber just watched her boyfriend stab someone to death, all she cares about is getting her belongings back before work the next day. This ignorance and complete disregard for their crimes is something that both Isaac and Saber should be held accountable for. Police would go on to get written statements from everyone at the house that night, adding to the pile of evidence against Isaac. However, the next day, Hannah and James would show up to the station to provide police with the most damning evidence they've received yet.
Obviously, a lot was going on yesterday. So I remember how I said I had been on the porch? Mm-hmm. Well, I flew off the porch so fast, and I ended up on the hood of my truck because I thought Isaac was going to hit my car.
Okay.
So I started recording a video in the circumstance that he hit my car.
Okay.
And I captured the entire stabbing. I captured Sabra, the female that was in the passenger seat. You can see her reach into the back seat with her flashlight on her phone on. So he's definitely doing it. There's Sabra running something like that. And then that's him dragging him away. Honestly, if you put the brightness on the video up, we might be able to see a little bit better. So, just goes so fast. But it's him standing up in the door up there. Here's Saber getting into the back seat. She grabs something and she tosses it onto his seat.
Oh,
Something from the back seat onto
his
his seat. Up there. Here's Saber getting into the back seat. She grabs something and she tosses it onto his seat.
Tosses what?
Something from the back seat onto his car seat that Isaac's on. So Isaac's right there in the middle.
Okay.
He's the one standing up there. That's his arm yelling, telling him. Then he stabs right there. And that's Jimmy grabbing him and pulling him back.
This video is a crucial step in proving Isaac guilty, as it shows clearly that Isaac did in fact stab Charlie. Additionally, Saber seems to hand something over to Isaac right before the stabbing occurs, meaning she could have potentially given Isaac the knife used to kill Charlie. With this, police have more than enough evidence to arrest Isaac and Saber. This would be an easy task, as police were able to ping Saber's phone location to Isaac's house. They would be detained shortly thereafter. However, during the investigation, they also discovered something peculiar. By tracing the car's movements found at Isaac's house, officers realized that Saber and Isaac visited 2 other locations before arriving at their own home. The first was the house of Isaac's friend, Justin Sloan. At approximately 3 a.m., just minutes after the stabbing, CCTV cameras captured Saber and Isaac stopping at the home. Why exactly they stopped would soon unravel itself as officers called Justin.
Hello?
Hello, is this Justin?
Yes.
Hi, Justin. This is Detective McKnight with Hocking County Sheriff's Office. I appreciate you talking to our Captain Robinson earlier, but I've just got a couple follow-up questions real quick.
Okay.
So the questions that I have is, do you know Saber?
Yes, because she knew my little brother and stuff. That's how I met her.
But this is the first time she's been to your house?
This current house that I live in, yes. Normally we all just kind of meet at our friend's house.
Was she present during the discussions when Isaac was telling you what was happening, what happened last night?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Was she present when he hid the knives?
She was in my garage on the phone with her mother.
And he left the garage to go, did he say he was going to go do that?
Yeah, I couldn't really tell him no because I didn't know what was going on. I had no idea if it was true or not.
Okay. Do you have any idea who told the police that he was going to come back and finish the job?
I don't think.
All right,
I did hear him say stuff like that when he was drunk and freaking out at my house, though. It might even be on camera, but I don't know.
He did say stuff like that at your house?
Kind of. It was more of like he just wanted to go back and beat up the other people that were trying to jump him.
Okay, all right.
The killer couple hid 2 knives at Justin's home. Evidently, the 2 were panicking. With a fresh kill on their hands, they didn't know what to do and stashed the knives at Justin's home without him knowing. Once Justin refuses to give them shelter, Isaac and Saber make a second stop, Sabra's mother's hotel room. It's obvious the 2 were panicking. Isaac knew what he did could get him in serious trouble, so instead of working with the police to prove his innocence, he hid the murder weapons and ran. The evidence points to Isaac as a clear killer who murdered an innocent college student for no reason. With little to no evidence proving this statement to be wrong, detectives decide it's time to conduct their first formal interrogation with Isaac. The goal of this interrogation is to get Isaac to admit to the murder, and then slowly break his attempt at claiming self-defense until he has nothing left other than to admit his evil actions.
Why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself? You live on Pickerington Road? Okay, how long have you lived there?
About 6-7 years now.
All right. Who do you live there with?
My mom, my stepdad.
Okay.
I got a little brother, a little sister.
Okay.
And then Sabra and my 2 kids.
Okay. And who's Saber?
Oh, yeah.
My fiance.
Okay, all right. And how old are your children?
One is 1 and one is 4 months.
Okay, all right.
On the surface, it might look like Isaac is a proud father, but he's hiding more than a few skeletons in his closet. When officers arrived to arrest him, his home's condition was beyond deplorable. The pungent smell of ammonia, likely accumulated from urine, filled up every single corner of the home. But that wasn't even the worst part. Isaac was a well-known abuser, and in his girlfriend's mother's words, Sabra was his biggest victim. This meant that the children he tries to speak so dearly about were the same ones who, according to people close to Isaac, had to live in a house that stunk of urine, all the while seeing their mother be abused on the regular. To many, it might seem that Isaac's complete disregard and ignorance of anyone but himself is what landed him here in the first place. Yet, in his eyes, he seems to think that he's done nothing wrong. In fact, as the interview continues, it's almost as if he sees himself as the victim.
So, sounds like you guys came up here for a birthday party, is that correct?
Yeah.
So whose birthday was it?
It was her brother's birthday. Me and her brother never got along.
Okay.
I was sitting there the whole time, and it's like, I know this is a bad idea, but I want to make her happy. So I was like, you know, I will try to put my pride aside. Let's go ahead and go.
Okay.
We were there. Everything was good. It was completely.
When did you get there?
As of around 8, I think 8:30. Well,
All right.
everything was completely fine, and we're having a good time. She ended up having a panic attack because she wanted to get into a hot tub, and she was way too drunk, and she's, oh, he's gonna be mad if I get in a hot tub. And I was like, hey, you're fine, go get in a hot tub. She's like, well, there's other dudes in there. I was like, listen, I'm not getting in a hot tub because I'm wearing work shorts, or work pants, work shirt. I'm not getting in a hot tub. I was like, you want to get in there? Go ahead.
Notice how Isaac completely leaves out the facts that he, too, was belligerently drunk. Pay attention to how Isaac cleverly leaves out details that may diminish his story.
She gets in there, everything's fine. Well, later on that night, she's outside, and we're all standing out in the hallway.
She's outside, so...
Yeah, she's out on the patio.
Who's she?
Sigma.
Okay.
But then
You about to
it
blow
was
shorty for
me, her brother, and I think like 2 other guys.
All right, and what's her brother's name?
Dalton.
Dalton, okay.
I don't know the other 2 guys, but we were all standing right here in the hallway, and someone ended up like pushing me, so I pushed him back. Well, Dalton thought that I pushed his girlfriend Horizon, and so he got all pissed off. That's when everyone tried to jump me. Well, I kind of know what I'm doing a little bit, so I start throwing them to the side, and that's when I was like, you know, I'm not trying to f*** anybody, so just toss them to the side. I got in my car. I was telling Saber, I was like, hey, if you want to go, then we're going. Well, they came and they got in the passenger car, and they took her sunglasses, or no, her actual glasses and her purse out, trying to keep her to just stay there. So, oh, you're gonna stay here. And I was like, well, with everything going on, like, I'm going to leave. Because...
You said you just want to leave?
Yeah, it was from 10 to 15 guys.
Okay.
And they all decided they were gonna try to fight me. Well, then this one comes up to my car door, came up and he was kicking my car. I mean, once they started sitting there trying to bust the glass to get to me, that's when I put out a knife. I was like, hey, you need to back up. And they didn't listen. No, they ended up opening my car door.
What car door?
My driver's side car door.
They did? Okay.
Yeah. It was 2 to 3 guys were sitting there, and they were just yanking on it. I was trying to hold it as good as I could, and it was 3 guys sitting there pulling on it. I was like, I'm not gonna let my door break. I was like, hey, you guys need to back up. Like, this is not going down right here.
Okay.
And they didn't want to listen. So I was like, listen. And just start poking out a little bit.
Immediately, Isaac's story contradicts all of the witness statements thus far. Isaac claims he was the one trying to leave the party, while everyone else claims they were trying to get Isaac to leave. Unfortunately for Isaac, the phone recording, CCTV footage, and mountains of other evidence go directly against what he's saying.
I was gonna say, even at that, he's saying he was in the car, they're busting at the window, they finally got the door open. Yo, bro, for the door to be closed and for them to do all that, you'd have to be sitting in the car. So you're telling me once they opened the car door, you were able to shoot up and just... Nigga, what? Oh, bro, your story is all over the place, bro. It don't make sense.
Footage and mountains of other evidence go directly against what he's saying. But for now, detectives will let Isaac create a detailed narrative without confrontation so that they can use it against him in later interrogations.
Like, I didn't try to do it to physically hurt anybody really bad, but I did it just to, like, poke, like, hey, I have a knife, calm down. Well,
Where did you get the knife?
oh, it was in my car.
Okay.
I use it for work.
Okay.
Because doing construction,
Okay.
we used to cut plastic and everything.
Okay.
They wouldn't stop. They just kept going. So I tried to stab the one guy in the arm just so they would go. Well, as soon as I stabbed him in the arm, they left. The other two guys
how you get
took
fired.
off completely.
Okay.
And that's when Saber got in the car and I took off. I left, got somewhere safe. I called my mom. I was like, hey, I should not be driving right now. And a bunch of shit just popped off. I was like, I need to figure out something. I gotta go somewhere, but I don't need to be driving.
So you stabbed the guy in the arm one time?
I think it was twice.
Twice? Sure wasn't more than that?
I don't think so.
Okay.
So when you left and you said you called mom, right? So did she come get you from there?
You could tell
she was not
he's
able
tense
to.
as hell.
Gotcha. So did you go, where'd you go after that?
I went straight home.
Isaac is blatantly making lie after lie. Every lie he makes during this interrogation will only come back to haunt him once he's presented with factual evidence.
The knife. What's its location? Where's it at?
It should still be in my car.
Should be in the car. So
If I didn't drop it after.
Gotcha.
So it's either in the car or it's at their house.
Gotcha. Okay.
Detectives would wrap this interrogation up quickly as they got exactly what he needed. Isaac doubled down on his claims of self-defense and lied through his teeth in order to do so. Now that they have these statements on record, Isaac is going to have a really hard time proving his innocence once he's confronted. But for now, police have another issue to address. It's still unclear what Saber's role was in the murder. The phone recording could indicate that she handed Isaac the knife, so she could be equally as guilty for the crime as Isaac is. However, their one priority is to convict Isaac and extract the truth of what happened that night. So they sit Saber down for her one and only interrogation, with plans to slowly build the pressure until she breaks down and confesses everything.
Let's start out at, let's say, 8 o'clock last night. What time did you get to the party?
So I was at work and then I got off at 7. I left work around 7:30. I had a few people coming at 10 really late, so I didn't get out until about 7:30. I went home. He was asleep when I got there, Isaac was. So I woke him up and I said, "You still want to go?" He's like, "Yeah, let's, we'll just go for a few hours." Because I was supposed to open today. Well, once we got there, my brother was like, "Yeah, I want to drink with you. Like, just stay, and then we'll make sure you're up in the morning." I just decided to sit on the couch because I was like, I know I gotta get up in the morning. I gotta go to work. I don't want to get too wasted. So I was just sitting on the couch, and they're still having a good time. Isaac's having a good time, and all of a sudden I hear this big arguing, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, please tell me it's not with Isaac." I go out and I hear a bunch of different stories. Isaac and a few other people are saying that he accidentally pushed Horizon, which is my brother's girlfriend. Then my brother's sitting here saying he intentionally pushed her. I don't think he intentionally pushed her. He's not that type of person. He's not violent, especially with girls. Because his mom was abused by his dad, so he knows what it's like. And he's seen his mom go through all that.
He
So
pushed
I know
your
he's
mom
not
and you?
that type of person.
It's awfully odd that Saber describes Isaac as non-violent and doubles down on him not being the aggressor the entire night, because all of the previous witnesses stated otherwise. Isaac has had a thorough history of abuse, and everyone besides Saber clearly remembers him being the aggressor the entire night. There is a good chance that the reason why Saber is defending Isaac is a far more deep-rooted issue. Trauma bonding occurs when an individual suffers from cycles of abuse followed by positive reinforcement. This causes the victim to develop a strong emotional attachment to the abuser, which can result in a rationalization of the abuser's behavior. Considering the fact that Isaac has abused Saber's mom, one might question if he's really the saint Saber makes him out to be in their relationship. But for now, all that Saber wants is to defend Isaac, because to her, it doesn't matter if he's a murderer.
And they're sitting here arguing. I'm trying to talk to Isaac to calm him down because I'm like one of the only people that calm him down. I'm like, okay, let's just, if anything, let's just go in your car, sit for like a couple hours, and then we can go home. Then they followed us outside. It was like 10 guys, all of my brother's friends. And this guy, I think his name is Clay. I don't want to be wrong. He goes, are you really starting problems again? And I think he might have thought maybe when I had my panic attack that Isaac was starting some sort of drama, but he pushed Isaac. Isaac went flying back into a car. I tried to intervene. I'm just trying to get Isaac away because I didn't want to see my brother fight Isaac and any of that to happen. They end up like back behind Isaac's car. They end up going down that hill. I'm following them, trying to, break it up. Somehow I fall and they're like trampling all over me. I have a big bruise on my knee, and Isaac, he got in the car and he goes, Saber, come on. I didn't even know someone got stabbed until way after we left. And Isaac was like, I think I stabbed that dude. I think I stabbed him. I was like, oh my God. Isaac was like, you literally ran away. Like, that's not what you should do. And I think we stopped at his friend's house because his friends lived shortly down the street. He was flipping out because he was like, oh my God, I don't want to get in trouble. Then he ended up falling asleep. So I had an alarm at 7 so I could try and wake up and get time to call someone and see if they were up at that time. And then at that time, that's when I hear pounding on our front door. And I walk out, and Isaac's mom was like, Isaac needs to get out of here. There's a bunch of cops out here drawing their weapons. He's got to go out.
It's clear Sabra doesn't intend on cracking. So detectives decide it's time to put the pressure on Sabra and get her to confess.
You can't think of anything else that you forgot to tell us, or